Okay, driving destinations, Mr. Mars.
You want me to take it, Mike?
And you,
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Jeff, if
and,
you
and,
would.
Yep.
and the subject today is going to be 7 national hot rod events to put on your calendar, hopefully this
Eh,
summer.
yeah, exactly. Now they start pretty quick, but the idea is these are all over the country, and if you want to make one of these, that's not necessarily in your region, you might want to have to plan a little bit to get it in there. So we're going to start with the Good Guys Del Mar Nationals. Now this is in Southern California. Now the Good Guys do have several events across the country, but this kind of starts it off, and it's in California, and it's important because they have a big turnout of Southern California cars, the whole
Ooh,
car
yes.
culture that's down
Yes.
there and the weather. So it's a great place. They do a lot of cruising. There's a lot of showing, but it's not really a formal show, but apparently it's a pretty informal show, and it's someplace to plan if you want to go to California for a car show. Then the next one we were going to look at coming up in April is the Pigeon Forge Spring Rod Run. Now, of course, this is in Tennessee, and you're going to get thousands of classic cars and street rods and customs come in, and the whole town becomes this rolling car show. I've seen a lot of pictures of it. Never made it up there to cruise the parkway, check out some of the fender places, the swap meets. There's a whole lot of stuff
That's coming
there.
up in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, yes, it's coming up pretty quick. Then from there, the next one would be the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. And I picked this because I like it, and it's intentionally a smaller event so that it could be a little more personalized, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
But
You
it's
consider 300 cars a smaller event.
Yeah,
Okay.
well compared to these other ones where you're talking 1,000+ cars. It's a pretty big deal. So, but it's really about driving and cruising with a lot of people that you know or that you've met. And it's that car camaraderie as you go through the event for 3 days. And it's great fun. We've been a couple of times and love it to death. Then the next one coming up in June 8th through the 12th is one you've probably heard a little bit more about, the Hot Rod Power Tour. Now the Power Tour, it's kind of part road trip, and it's kind of a national gathering, so there's thousands of vehicles, and you travel across multiple states with each stop actually becomes its own event because there's so many vehicles there, and they move into the cities with the muscle cars and customs and classics, and it's just a big rolling car show, if you will. Now, the next one is back to the Good Guys, and I picked this one because it's different. This is the Good Guys Summit Racing Nationals, July the 10th through the 12th. And it's often called the big one because it's one of the largest muscle and hot rod gatherings in the country. It's at the Ohio Expo Center. They bring in 6,000+ cars, including classic muscle, street machines,
Talk
pro
about
touring.
getting lost in the crowd.
Absolutely, but this one they do more. They got more things going on. They do autocross. They got the swap meets, and of course they do major awards like the Street Machine of the Year that they have out under the Good Guy branding thing. And so it's a really big deal, and that would be I guess what you would call the keystone event of them for the Good Guys. Now, the sixth one that we have is the NSRA Street Rod Nationals. This is August 6th through 9th. Now, this is very specific. It is the crown jewel of the NSRA calendar, and it runs up. It's in Louisville. They have over 10,000 cars. Now, this is part show, part reunion. They got a parts marketplace, and it's really got a lot of vehicles to do a lot of things. A lot of cars are driven. There's a lot of opportunities to drive them and share stories with a lot of the other people that are there. Now, the Woodward Dream Cruise is one that I've always liked. I've always wanted to go. We've talked about a lot of times trying to figure out a way to get up there. August the 15th. This is the third Saturday of August, which traditionally is when it happens. And it's considered America's largest one-day automotive celebration. Historic Woodward Avenue becomes a rolling museum of horsepower and heritage with all the manufacturers setting up displays on the sidelines. And from what I'm told, you can't see it all in a day.
No.
And there's multiple cities across there. I think Jeff's got some information about how that all began in 1995. It was just a fundraiser, and it's really become the soul of the Motor City car culture.
It is a big event, and it's more of a sponsorship thing where you've got maybe this 5 city blocks are by Ford, or the next 3 city blocks are by whatever vendor. Some of the sports drink things. It's a big circus. Yes, you do need more than just a day. It actually starts like about a week ahead of time, and then it kind of trickles off after that. It's a huge event. I got a friend of mine, Todd Sheldon, grew up with him. He's actually going back to Detroit, lives in Colorado, going back to Detroit for this event possibly. And he was telling me I need to meet him there. But we'll see what happens. But it's fun. It looks like a fun thing to do.
Oh, I think it would be great. I was on Woodward Avenue once. I was a passenger in a little mini club car, and we were dreaming about what it would be like to be there. Actually got into a drag race with another mini down Woodward Avenue, and we thought it was cool. But anyway, that's some things that you can look at for the rest of the year to kind of make some plans if you really want to get out and about and go to some of these big events.
All right.